Carson Wentz out, Matt Ryan in, and that is going to improve this offense in Indianapolis. And it's primarily because Carson Wentz is the least accurate quarterback in the NFL over the last 2 years, minimum of 600 pass attempts. To give you one example of how much better Matt Ryan is than Carson Wentz in accuracy, last year on passes thrown 10 plus yards down the field, Matt Ryan's accuracy ranked 3rd out of 33 quarterbacks, Carson Wentz 31. So we are going to see a much more accurate quarterback. Pay attention, though, to how this team starts out. This team under Frank Reich, he's worked with different quarterbacks every single year he's been in Indianapolis, and they typically start out very slowly. He only is winning 40% of his games the first 5 weeks of the season. And you look at this schedule this season, and it looks like there's a bunch of winnable games on the calendar. But I urge some caution. Week 1, they're playing in Houston. They're like 8-point favorites in that game. They should win that game. But the Indianapolis Colts are 0-8 since 2014 in Week 1. So it spans beyond just Frank Reich's time there. But Frank Reich has obviously never won a game in Week 1 with the Colts. Week 2, they're going down to Jacksonville. Back-to-back road games to start the season, and it's hot for a dome team in Jacksonville. And guess what? The Indianapolis Colts, they are 0-6 their last 6 trips to Jacksonville. So that's how they're starting the season, 2 straight road games. Then they get their home opener, but you know who that's against? The Kansas City Chiefs. They follow that up with a home game against the Tennessee Titans, a division rival. Tennessee has beat the Indianapolis Colts in 4 out of the last 5 games. And then on a short week road game on Thursday, they have to travel on the road to take on the Denver Broncos in Denver. That's going to be a challenge with the altitude and elevation there of the Denver Broncos Stadium. So it's not an easy start for the Indianapolis Colts this year in their first 5 games. And Frank Reich's teams do not have a history of winning and doing really well in these early games. So it's going to be interesting to see how they navigate the waters through the first 5 weeks of the season. This team absolutely has much more upside this year thanks to a much better quarterback, Matt Ryan. But let's see how they start off the season.